Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Blizzard Watch podcast. I'm Matt. With me this week are my two usual fantastic co-hosts, and of course, our special guest co-host. We'll go with the special guest first, 6K. Hi, just say hi to him, guys. Now you can say hi to
Hello?
them. It's actually
Am
how
I
it's
saying,
supposed to move.
am I saying hi to myself?
Yeah, go ahead. Tell yourself we like seeing you.
Hey,
You're
6K,
your friend.
how are you doing today?
How are you doing?
Pretty okay. It's been an adventurous month with so many other things and travel going on, but I'm glad I can be here today.
Yeah, that's really great. And we actually got to have a fun pre-show talking about really weird old D&D, so there's that too. Joe and Liz are also here. I sometimes say something like, say hi, Joe, and then Joe says, hi, Joe. I haven't done that in a while, and I feel kind of bad, so I'm not going to down. Say hi, Joe.
Hey.
He didn't do it.
Nope.
Oh, God. He didn't do it. He subverted expectations. I'm going to cry. Also, hello, Liz.
Hello.
I guess we're just going to jump right on into some stuff here because we've got a fair amount about player housing from this preview that went out. So who wants to talk about player housing first?
Not it.
Okay, well, it's either Liz or Joe, and I don't think it's Joe. So Liz.
The player housing, we did indeed learn a whole bunch this week with a new preview that talked about neighborhoods and encounters. Specifically, encounters are just events within your neighborhood. So there are two kinds of neighborhoods. There's a public neighborhood and a private neighborhood. Any public neighborhoods are it sounds like they're spun up as needed. So as players need housing, they'll spin up a new private neighborhood. They are semi-randomly named, and encounters in them will be, not encounters, I'm saying encounters, endeavors. Endeavors in them will be set up randomly. Then there are private neighborhoods, which are either you form your own. You kind of decide, okay, I want a neighborhood with all my friends, and you form a charter neighborhood, or you form a guild neighborhood, which is all of your guild mates. All neighborhoods, with an exception, are limited to 50 players, except for guild neighborhoods, which are the size of your guild. Everyone in your guild can have a home in your guild neighborhood, and it will just keep spinning up little add-on instances, I guess, for extra space until you have all the guild members in. So, yeah. And encounters in neighborhoods are just kind of events based on the
Endeavors
based
thing?
on like endeavors. Man, I'm never gonna get this right. It's they're neighborhood-wide events. They occur once a month. They might represent different factions or cultures from the game world, or events that are happening in the wider world might come in. They can bring vendors and things like that into your neighborhood. So you'll complete tasks which might be crafting things. It might be running dungeons, which will earn you currency to buy decor and level up your house. Yes, your house has a level now. And Blizzard showed one screen of your house level, which looked a lot like a renown screen. Like you level up your house and you get access to more cool cosmetic things.
Am I alone in the fact that immediately turned me off of housing? Like, I now am super skeptical because I don't want to level my housing.
We don't know anything about it. Like, there was one screenshot showing this, so is this going to be difficult, or are you just going to advance this on the natural course of playing?
Sure,
I don't know.
I'm comparing it to like other housing and other games and like just how it's been, and you didn't level your housing. You got a plot, and what you did in the world earned you stuff to go do it. If housing feels like a grind, even if it's like not a bad grind, but still a grind, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. You've just now made something that I've been looking forward to for almost 2 decades immediately unappealing to me. I don't want a renown track for every damn thing in the game.
Here's the thing. I don't disagree with you, but at the same time, I can think of a way that it would flip me right back to wanting to do this. If I literally play as my house. If my house gets up out of the ground and goes on adventures.
You mean
like Baba Yaga's hut?
I was going to say go full Baba Yaga.
Yeah, and goes around like some kind of like wooden stone mech that I can basically pilot into combat. It would make vehicle stuff interesting to me again, and it would make me just the idea of my house basically just going around punching things in the face and getting experience to level.
You start with Baba Yaga, you work your way into Howl's Moving Castle, and you finish it up with one of the Titans from Warhammer.
See, and I like that concept of that stuff, but if there's a renown grind with it, I won't engage with it. Like, just period. Like, it's
it depends on how leveling works. If you just if you just get levels in house as you play and don't have to do a grind for it, that's one thing. But if you literally have to grind this stuff, it's starting to turn into that whole deal with the my God, Matt, it's Warlords of Draenor. I can't remember this what they called it. Garrisons, thank you. Like the whole deal with garrisons where you had to like go and plot out everything in the garrison, and then you'd have to like go do the mini game to get experience for like, you know, to level up your stable. Yeah, that doesn't. I don't want to have to spend a lot of time managing this. I just want it to be a fun thing that I have.
I get it. I mean, it'd be really funny if the leveling of the houses also gave you levels to your houses. Like level 4, now it's a 4-story house.
Yeah, I mean, although this says Cosma's house and it's apparently up to level 7, I think a 7-story house is getting a little nuts. Although it could be kind of cool if it was like a Karazhan deal where it didn't actually get bigger on the outside, but you go inside and you're like, what's these new rooms?
Yeah, it's like level 3 leads to level 7, leads to level 17.
Your house is indeed a TARDIS. It can be whatever you want it to be inside, and it doesn't have to match the outside.
See, and if it was a place for madness, I could really get behind that. Like, it was just like twisting things, walking on walls, like gravity was different in different rooms. I'd love it if they just allowed us to introduce as much chaos into this thing as possible to different degrees. But they probably do have to bring it down for you for various reasons. I mean, I run into a weird issue with housing, which is that all of my characters, like, thematically are vagrants. None of them have housing. And I would prefer, like, they could actually, like, just live off of a train like actual hobos. But they're going to make us just have to go to stationary places.
Well, everybody knows that I play a ton of Fallout 4. And so I'm going to bring up something that I've done a lot of settlement building. And lately I've gotten into the Baroque architecture phase of settlement building where I start making gigantic towers. And there's a height limit for Fallout 4 settlements, and they all have different ones.
Does it go up if you hit neoclassicism?
No, but unfortunately, in order to even do it, you have to basically download mods because the build limit to keep the game from exploding is relatively low compared to all the stuff you'd want to build. I don't want this to turn into something where people feel constrained, and that's the problem. That's what in my mind the biggest problem with having the house have a level. Is that I don't want people to feel constrained by I can only get to like this level to do this thing, and I'm working to do it. I don't care necessarily if it's grindy so much as I care if it actually becomes a capital G grind that people are like, you know, like I think Joe's reaction is perfectly illustrative of why I'm leery of this.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know, I want this to just be a fun thing I can do. I don't want it to be something where I have to log on and do my chores at my house. I have chores at the house I live in.
The main crux of the problem for me is there's already enough in housing that's going to keep you engaged with it as it is before you even get to this. You know, like doing stuff to acquire things to put in your house is already a satisfying enough loop to get people to engage with it. Why add more systems on top of it? And my concern is that whenever there is a good thing, they overcomplicate it and they over-engineer it, and then it almost ruins the simplicity and fun of it for me. And I know I'm not alone in that. I know other people have expressed that as well.
Yeah.
But it's like sometimes I just want to go out, and I've already spent time doing the raid. I don't want to then go ahead and spend another 3 hours, you know, doing whatever menial task or whatever to try to get that last bit of renown this week so that I can put that new raid item into my house. So it could be fine. It could be nothing, but the mere mention of it means that they are looking at, to me, it's a design philosophy that screams they're looking at ways to force you to engage with it longer than you maybe would have. And it's already cool. Like, it's already rad. People are already jazzed for it. You don't need to put stuff on there like that. It's like with the raids. We were talking about this in Guild, right? How many people enjoy the renown grinding inside of the current raid tier, right? Like,
See,
Eh.
I just don't care about the renowned grind. Like, I
Sure.
go in and I get some renown and I unlock rewards as I go. So that one at least doesn't bother me, because I'm just, okay, these are rewards I get for participating in this content,
Yeah.
and I don't have to do anything extra. I just come on raid night.
yeah, which is fine.
No,
but the we were just talking about this. We still are doing the current raid tier to get people to the current max renown so they can get their mounts. And we've been done with this content and sort of moving on and waiting for the next stuff for however long. So they've successfully like got us to engage with this longer than we normally would have. And some people I can tell are already getting burned out because we've been seeing this stuff forever. It's like, what if Siege of Orgrimmar, but you got something for being stuck in there, right? Like, I don't mind renown. I don't mind the concept of earning reputation. I don't mind that at all. But there's a balance, and they have already proven that they don't know what that balance is yet. They might be adjusting it with stuff that's coming. We'll probably talk about that. I think we have stuff in there for the Reshi Laps and Reshi Raps. Wow, say that 10 times fast.
Mm-hmm.
And other stuff. But again,
it sounds like something a bad
It's meant to be
doing an accent would say.
but it's just something
meant to be the enemy of podcasts.
It is. But it's just something that I hope that renown getting attached to literally everything is not just the new norm going forward. Like, again, attaching it to a rep when you're working on questing for something, okay, that makes sense. You're earning rep anyway. It's just another way of saying reputation. Okay, whatever. Not a big deal. You're doing that stuff anyway, and if you want to keep grinding it, you grind it. But if it's for like housing, why? Why do I need to be renowned with my house?
I do think that it's like Liz's point that it's, if it's like if the encounters area, the endeavors work the way that the trading post does, where you just get trading posts, attendees for doing stuff that you're just doing, it would be relatively unobtrusive.
Maybe, but also like think of how many times you scramble, or how many people scramble to get the last stuff done for the trading post to get that transmog, or to get something at the end of it that they really want.
I'm one of the craziest transmog people in the world, and I never did that. Like, I mean, it depends on the individual.
Also, and I'm gonna throw this in there because it's funny, and I think we need some levity in there. My partner who's listening to the recording live here just said that I'm pretty sure being renowned with your house is just the plot to date everything, and they're not wrong.
No, yeah, it's pretty close actually. I just looked at date everything. But the other thing about being renowned with your house, I'm sorry, if you own or have rented the same place for a long time, you kind of know what that is. Because we had to get a new furnace at one point. I'm like, what? That's supposed to last 20 years. Nope, give me one now. So the house, I can get where they're going, but I do agree that I don't want to have to level the house. Like, but if I can take the house on adventures, if I could like literally rip the house out of the ground, it grows legs like rags, like rag legs. And then it just punches itself up, and it's like get the rag legs, and then like maybe at level 2, the arms come out. Like I could get into that. I could really enjoy that kind of thing, but I don't think they're going to do that. I feel like that's not what this is for.
They already let us customize the dragons. They let us customize the those weird flying glider things for the War Within and stuff. Why can't they just like let us customize some legs for our house that we're customizing?
I mean, I'm not saying they shouldn't. I just don't think they're gonna. But at this point, we should probably move on. Oh, go ahead, Liz.
I do want to make the point. I feel like housing is something Blizzard is letting us look at in pretty early development, or earlier development than we would usually see. Like, a lot of the times we see a feature and it's done. It's pretty done. This is what they're going to release, maybe with some balance tweaks, but this is it. And we're getting a lot of previews of housing, little bits and pieces of the work in progress. So I feel like if we have criticism about this, if we don't like it, this is the best time to tell them, because we have seen them changing things and shaking things up based on player feedback. So I'm going to stress to everyone out there, talk to Blizzard about this. And also, they have not given us a whole lot of details about endeavors, about
Or
leveling your
anything
house.
concrete, really.
So maybe they're thinking of something that's a total headache, or maybe they're thinking of something of like you just get one house level a week or something.
Right.
So we don't know, but this is the time to give feedback. And I'm still, at least there's a glimmer of hope in my heart. Which is, it's pretty rare.
Honestly, for me, even if I turned out to not like house leveling, the basic thing you get would be enough. And I wouldn't need to level it up. Just to have my own little cottage in the woods where my old original warrior, who's all gray and beat up and can actually tell stories about molten core both ways upstream. Like he could just go and hang out at his house and be like, I'm going to nap now. I'm going to nap. I married a night elf. That was the worst thing I ever did in my life. I love her, but she to her, this was our entire relationship was like a week. And to me, it's been all of my adult life. And I'm going to die soon. And she's just going to be like, wow, that was sad. And then go on and get another human, I guess. I don't know. Like maybe we're like cats to her.
I mean, to your point, I mean, that's what people in game do right now with characters they don't want to play anymore, but don't want to, delete that they have a history with. That
I
they
parked
have an
my
find a place in the world. Yeah.
I parked my Draenei out in his garrison. So yeah, absolutely. And I think that I would like just that. So if we get other stuff and it's cool, great. But I do think we should move on because we've been talking about this for what? Actually, not as long as I thought. Only 20 minutes.
So to go on about housing now.
No, stop. We're going to talk about winds of mysterious fortune. We're talking about them. Winds. They're mysterious. They're fortunate. They're back, right? They're back as of today.
Yes,
right?
Yeah, they're now live, and it's a big leveling boost.
Mm-hmm. And rep for like a bunch of stuff from this.
And bonus reputation for both Dragonflight factions and the War Within factions. So I think we talked about this a little last week, and it's live now. Big buffs to faction reputation, big experience boost for all of your alts below 80.
They put the Undermine stuff on it too, right?
Yes, so the Undermine factions are now in there. If you are behind on your Undermine factions, which I am because I cannot be bothered to keep grinding each individual goblin cartel, and I probably still can't be bothered. But for those of you who can be bothered, you will get double reputation with those factions, and also Flames Radiance, the Hallowfall faction that was added recently-ish. So yeah, it's good for everybody, and it's going to it'll overlap with the Dark Moon Fair in the first week of August. So you have super leveling time to come.
Nice. And also, we will all be bothered again to level those cartels starting August 5th, because that's when all the new crests come in, and that's probably going to be a way to earn them, is to just go back and level those things as well. But this gets back to like my power leveling guides on how to just get all the crests and stones and everything else you need, like in an hour or something. But yeah, no, it's they came in just as dastardly duos went quietly into the night.
Yes. Farewell, dastardly duos. I don't think anyone's gonna miss you. They were fun for a little while, and then I moved on with my life.
I mean, it looked very interesting, but the most fun I had with it was people just putting up those stands in the middle of the city, so people could stand on them, and it would just be 0-0-0 scores as first, second, and third place.
I'm talking about fell capybaras now.
Okay. So
just
tell us about fell capybaras.
They're cute. They're kind of fell. They come from the Ghosts of Koresh ecological succession feature, which is basically the ethereals and their kind of buddies. I want to say brokers.
Brokers, but this is Venari trying to repopulate Koresh with animals, and we all know we can trust Venari to help us out.
We can trust Venari to betray us.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, basically, you want yourself a fell capybara, which you're going to have to do. First off, it's like the model is, it's like fantastically accurate for capybaras up until it gets the giant fell crown.
Well, you've got to have
have antlers. I'm just going to say that.
you got to get fell energy in there. You've got to get the vibes right. And
But
capybara are by their nature so such gentle, peaceful creatures. You got to add something to get the fell.
But what's also interesting about capybaras is not only are they gentle, peaceful creatures, but apparently almost nothing will hunt them. Like anacondas are pretty much it for hunting capybaras. Even jaguars will just be like chilling around, and a capybara will come by, and the jaguar will be like, "Hey, man, I could totally eat you if I wanted to, but I'm not gonna, because you're chill." So to have this as a pet in WoW, even if it is a fell one, I don't care. I am so unbelievably excited. I just they got fell green, void magenta, a vivid blue, which is supposed to be ardent wieldy, and a fiery red orange. So this is I'm so happy. I'm so very happy. It's like if you want to get a sense of what capybaras look like in real life, imagine a stoned guinea pig 10 times the normal size. And that's not too far off. And the thing I like about this is that its face does convey that kind of, I don't want to say placid, but I don't know what the better word for, just the calm stillness of the capybara. Like the face actually seems to have that. And I'm so excited. And then, of course, again, it's got a satellite dish on its head full of green or purple or whatever the color you've chosen. For your capybara.
Are these battle pets or are these actual animals that we can tame and all the beast mastery hunters can lose their minds over?
This one right now, as far as I understand, the one that you get from her, it's a battle pet.
Okay.
Might be a mount for all I know.
No.
I don't see anything about that, but I've missed these things before.
They are battle pets.
No. Who's just saying no? Just battle pets.
They look too cute to mount, but I have mounted cuter.
Okay, context. No, I honestly, this is really cool. I just wanted to bring it up. First off, you get to see Venari again and get snarked by one of the greatest voice actresses in history.
That is true.
And secondly, you get this thing, and I'll tell you up front, all the spikes are also something you probably have to worry about a little if you're trying to ride it. So it's maybe just as well, because it is covered in spikes as well, because Azeroth, or I guess in this case, because Azeroth.
I just imagine there's a department of spikes that like everything has to go through and be like, does that have enough spikes? I don't know. Let's add some spikes for this.
Does it have saber teeth? No, it doesn't. No visible teeth at all. Then it's got to have more spikes.
It's not leaving the office till it gets those teeth.
Tusks or spikes? You pick one. Okay, I guess we'll have spikes on the capybara. Good to go.
Just imagine the interview process and it's just showing people pictures of spikes. So, what's your feeling on this? How about this?
Yeah, it kind of feels almost like an ASMR video. And here we got happy little spikes on the capybara, just happy little spikes. But regardless, it's yet another pet that I will get. I will never pet battle it. I will just have it, and I will like every so often take it out and just wander around with it, like I do with the sloth who just rides around on me like a backpack. If this thing could ride around on me like a backpack, I would just never take him off. I would just have a capybara on me all the time, especially if most of him was hidden behind me, but the giant head spikes were still visible. So it would just look like I had huge flaming, fell antlers. I could be down for that. Although it would make your demon hunter look busy, and you don't want that.
It would compete. It would compete.
But we've talked about the fell capybara, so now we can talk about something I'm kind of like looking at it going, oh God, what happens? We're having some bank changes coming in Ghosts of Koresh. They're getting rid of the reagent bank or void storage.
And void storage.
Gone.
Storage.
Yeah,
Gone.
I don't know why I said or. That's an odd thing. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Like the Tabard bank sounds kind of cool. I just don't know. Like, are they just going to throw away all the stuff I have in void storage, or does it come back into my bank?
No, it's okay. In theory,
I got a lot of stuff in void storage.
Don't they just mail this to you? Sorry, Liz. Go all you.
In theory, yes, you will get all of it back. In practice, they have, when they rolled out war banks, there was some messy stuff. Some people lost stuff. And the vibe I am getting about this change is extreme wariness. It does seem
maybe you might want to, if you're worried about it, you might want to take your stuff out
I don't got
before
bag
August
space, man. Like my banks are full.
Yeah.
I do not have bag space at all on my main character to pull stuff out. I don't have space on my my main alt to pull stuff out. Like I barely have bag space. And people are gonna be like,
Yeah,
"Well,
plus the
Joe,
stuff in Void Storage.
why do you barely have a bag space?" That's not the point. We're not talking about that. But
That's not the point. Shut up. Mind your own business.
I can tell you why.
I'm just
Keep
gonna.
going, Joe.
I'm a hoarder. I'm a digital hoarder. But I'm just rolling the dice. Like I can't. Like I'm just gonna see what happens because well, we've come this far.
Honestly, for my original main character, I don't think there's any way I could take all my void storage out. I think it's completely full. Like I think I've absolutely filled void storage. So there's no way that I could get all that stuff in my bank. It wouldn't fit. So we'll see what happens.
So it feels like this is designed to make your player bank more like the war bank and use the same kind of systems. So instead of having a bank with bags where you've purchased whatever bags you have and thrown them in the bank, it's going to have tabs of various sizes. Each tab, I say various sizes, each tab has 98 slots of storage. You can purchase up to 6 tabs. All tabs will automatically be unlocked at level 80. So you just have all of that. The change sounds good. This is much simpler than having to buy bags and manage your bag space in your bank. But it is a change that seems like a pretty significant change. And we'll just see how it works out. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that this will not cause huge, massive problems. I mean, we kind of did the test run by rolling out war banks. Maybe this will be fine.
I hope it's less expensive. It is. It is. That's a joke.
I also kind of hope, quite frankly, that people who have gone to the trouble of getting all these giant bags to put in their banks so their banks would hold more stuff, at least get to keep their bags. They shouldn't just vanish when they become tabs instead. I think it would be nice for people to get their bags back.
Assume so.
And I've got $5 that everything, including the bags, will be mailed to you if you just are absolutely ignorant on all of this. But we don't know because it hasn't happened yet. And it's my understanding. I mean, maybe I've just been ignorant, but this was pretty much a shocker. Like, I didn't know it was about to happen. I know a lot of other people didn't. Did you guys know this was in the works?
Nope. Not until Blizzard posted on the forums about it. Yeah, this is a surprise.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Oblivion remaster of bank changes.
That's a reference.
Yeah.
So here's the thing too, which is that this just sort of like reminded me of, which is I'm looking at it now. I have 97 bag slots on my character. And 63 of those slots are taken up by the 3-tiered crafting system they have going now. So I have to have 3 slots for every 1 crafting item because there's 3 different quality items, 3 different levels of quality for it. And it has just absolutely wiped out like any space that I could possibly take up. I'm down to 2 bags on any character that has more than 1 crafting profession right now.
Same.
Yeah,
and
crafting is really affected.
Nonsense.
And that's with the reagent bag too. Like that's with having a bag dedicated to it. There's not enough space.
No, the reagent bag like is a joke in terms of how much crafting items we now have to take just to have 1, really. Like even if you have like 1 crafting profession, even if you're just doing leatherworking, yeah, it'll spill over into another bag and a half.
Yeah, and I mean between what's my main is mining and jewel crafting, and even then I'm a gatherer and a profession crafter, and I still don't have bag space. Like a ton of like raw materials are just there, and like I really enjoyed the reagent bank, and now that's going away, and it's like even that was just chock full. There's just you can't win. You can't win. The game has just been around forever, and every time they change something, there's just more stuff to throw in bags. Also, the number of stuff that should be currency that isn't currency, we can talk about that too.
I will say that the reagent bank functionality is now going to happen in every tab in your bank.
Which that's great.
If you at least you could be able to put more stuff in the bank than you currently can.
Yeah, you'll have 6 tabs, 98 slots each. None of them is like limited to reagents. You can put anything in all of them.
See, if my reagent bag was a direct access portal to this new banking system where I could just go straight into it
nice.
that way, oh yeah.
But we'll see. In terms of like, I don't know how to talk about currency, Joe. If you have something you want to say about it, go for it. I just kind of like my eyes glaze over and my heart begins to go.
No, it's
a nice low beat.
It's if they ever want to fix the bag situation, is honestly they need to look at what they're doing for currency in every single tier and every single content drop, and actually make things that sit in your bag as currency. Instead of giving us a renown track for player housing, how about you work on making things that are currency go into the currency tab? That would make me happy. I would throw money at that. I would like throw thousands of dollars at that if you could just make that happen. Like that is one of my pet peeves of this game, is just how many things do we pick up that just don't go into the currency tab that should? And they take up so much bag space or bank space or whatever. And then when you move between expansions, because it's not actually a currency, it stays in your bag. But you can't get rid of it. You might need it for something. Maybe there's gonna be a transmog later. They've been rehashing old content, so you can't get rid of it. Like it's you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Is really what it boils down to. I don't have anything else to say about that, but yeah.
Okay, well at least you got to say it. I felt bad last week. Okay, let's move on to talking about Reshi Raps. Is that how we're pronouncing this?
Reshi Raps.
Reshi Raps. Wow, the more you say it, the more it feels wrong. Legendary Cloak in patch 11.2, and it's basically required to get into the Manaforge Omega raid. So
it's not basically required, it is required. Like when we had the Legendary Cloak. And when we had the Legendary Cloak in Battle for Azeroth, you needed it for the N'Zoth fight, but before then, you could do without it.
Yeah.
No, you didn't need it to get into.
No, I was thinking of the other one.
Yeah.
What do you call it?
Yeah.
Ordos and the flamey cape.
Oh yeah.
No. Yeah, you're right. That didn't work that way. So yeah, in this case, you need it, and it takes apparently 2 or 3 hours. To get. Yeah,
a couple hours. I mean, I'm sure the speedrunners can do it faster than that, and I'm sure the people who read all of the quest text and hang out for all these stay a while and listen moments will be slower than that, but you need to book a couple of hours to work on this quest if you have like a raid immediately after launch.
Yeah,
that doesn't bother me as much because it's the one and done.
I'm not bothered by it. It's just it's something you got to plan for and be ready for, and not wait until an hour before raid night to do.
Be aware that this is coming, and you should probably know to get it. It kind of reminds me a little bit, not in terms of needing it to do the raid, but back in I want to say Battle for Azeroth, the deal where you basically had to open Ashar's Eternal Palace by doing a bunch of quests in Nazjatar.
Yeah,
it's similar in that you have to do these quests and you'll get the cape at the end, and you'll then be able to go to the raid. It's similar to that, although in this case the cloak is what's the gatekeeper, not you must do these quests. You will have to do the quests to get the cape.
It's a MacGuffin. You need the MacGuffin to go into the dungeon.
I'm very fine to do it. I actually want to. I love this type of story stuff where it just involves you into it and lets you sort of earn the cape and everything else. But I am going to be upset by the third time I have to do it on another character.
Well, they didn't say if you're going to be able to skip it on alts, right? Like,
no, they have not.
Which they did that for goblins, right? When we went to Goblin Town, your alts didn't have to do everything. So
that was a later change, though. That was not immediate.
But I'm hoping that maybe they've learned from that, right? Like maybe they've learned from that and look at this and say, okay, cool, you've done this on a character. And then you go in on the next character and it says, hey, here's this quest text option. I've already done this. Click the little red thing that says, are you sure you really did this already? And you just get the thing and off to the races. Like, that'll be fine if they do that. But I agree with you, Six.
Yeah, but they have such a way of they have such a way of half-assing it, though, these days. Like Cersei Circlet, which is like every character had to spend like 5 hours over at that island just to get, not even to get the gems, because they would let you have the gems on the character that did it, but just to get the thing up to level. And now they're doing the same thing, too, with the belt.
I embrace my mediocrity and sheer defiance of that on my alts. None of my alts had it. I didn't care. I was like, you know what? we're good. I did this once. I got my stuff up. And I don't even think I max leveled the stupid ring on my main because I just couldn't be arsed to do it. Like, I was just like, you know what? I don't care. I'm good. I'm healing. I'm putting up better numbers than I, a lot of other people at my same eye level. Whatever. I'm good. This is good enough.
No, and you are at peace with it, but I am not.
Yes, right here we're seeing two of the. Briefly in the pre-show, Six mentioned that you can tell a lot about how a DM is. You can do a personality test by seeing how they are about certain adventures. And for World of Warcraft, watching how people relate to this new thing that everyone should get to eke out the absolute minimal last bit of performance. Are they, I'll do it? Are they, I have to do it. I have to do it on all my characters. Or are they, I did it once. I'm done now.
We have a saying in our guild: Spider's a doe is an outlier. There's a reason for
Spider's
that.
Georg. Yeah. My wife always reminds me about that. Yeah.
But it's you're right. Like it is there are two very polar extremes of that. And then there are people that like fall in the middle and just don't care and will trundle along and just kind of do it. But yeah, it's
like, I actually remember not for the Cersei's ring, but I accidentally got Shadowmourne in that I had the quest just like everybody else did. So I was picking up the pieces, but they were like getting awarded to people specifically in the raids.
We should actually talk about the wraps though. I think since
go ahead.
We've mentioned
before
it.
We didn't
really go into.
I want to mention this because I forgot about this. One of the things that these wraps do, in addition to all the stuff of like getting into the raid, is they allow you to do the phase diving, activity, which is basically a new thing you can do to get gear and have more, more play style stuff. So yeah, go ahead, Joe. Do you want to talk more about that?
Well, I was just gonna say, like, it does enable more content than just the raid. You are absolutely correct. Lets you do the phase diving, and it does let you customize it. Like, you get a choice of a fiber that lets you. It's essentially a socket for the cloak off the bat that lets you essentially choose your secondary stat for it. So it's useful. It's not just a one-trick pony. So I think it's going to be fine, but it does let you do basically all of the content. And yes, with the 2-hour investment up front, it's about the same as you spent doing the Goblin campaign stuff, if anything else. So it's not too bad, I think. And I'll let Six give his thoughts, or Liz give her.
Liz, did you want to go, or should I just start rambling? I'll start rambling.
Yeah, sorry.
I mean, you're right on all fronts, but except for saying, like, you can use it to do the content. No, you have to have it to do the content. So, like, you have to have it if you want to go raiding. And there's several things that you have to do it. And the thing, too, is the War Within, I've loved it. It's been a fantastic expansion in my books. There's so many things we could talk about it. But it does have a little bit of infamy running with it too, which is, especially after 11.1.5, which is they've just have this organizational issue where they just create all these false points of just like withholding you back, making you go through these different hoops, just renown within renowns and stuff like that. And it's not even the fact that it's confusing as much as it's just like becomes a banal system, something you don't want to do. I mean, to a point, like with the bags and everything else, this is supposed to be an adventure game. There's supposed to be levels of hardship to it. You have to earn things like your professions and everything else. So there should be some situational points where like it is difficult to accomplish something. But then again, there should also be points where like when you have done it, especially because this is a video game, there are sort of philosophical standards to an MMO that they sort of let you skip that and then just go right to what you need to do on other characters after you've already sort of participated at least with one within the story itself, or an option for it.
Yeah, but I think that's what they're going for, right? Like, just to kind of throw it out there, because like when the new content drops, when 11.2 Ghost of Koresh, when it arrives, August 5th, by the way, you get the initial thing, the shadowy invitation that sets you on that quest, and it's literally your introduction to everything that's going on. And in the course of doing that introduction, which is this quest line, you get the wraps. And like, I think for a first shot, I think they've been pretty good about that. And I will give them credit. Like, I'm critical of them a lot of times.
I can agree with you there. Yeah.
But I will say that what they did this expansion in particular with, hey, here's the new content with the exception of the Siren Isles, because but everything else, it was, here's a quest line, here's your campaign. Your campaign takes you through all of the new stuff we've just added and introduces it to you. And when you're at the end of it, you have everything you need to do to engage in the world. And I'm okay with that when it's presented like that. Now, if it was something like they used to do back in the day, like we're talking about the legendary cloak, in order to go, face our good buddy N'Zoth, our tentacle buddy, you were not forced to engage with that quest line should you choose not to. You just were locked out of that content, and nothing was integrated to make you do that content aside from, here's a quest thing, go do it. Here, it's part of the introduction, so I think it makes it a little more palatable. Because you're just, it again, it shows you Tazavesh, it shows you how the new stuff is going to work there. It introduces you to the ethereals and the story that's going on there, which I think is also really important, at least for me. It introduces you to why the raid matters and why you're doing this. And along the lines, you get your 3 ethereal strands, because you have to go and get those from the special individuals. I'm not going to go into details because I don't want to spoiler it for people too bad, but you interact with the people that give you the stuff that you need to, and they're the people you're going to continue to interact with throughout this entire content tier. So it makes sense that it's all kind of tied together. But going back to your original point, the defining factor is going to be whether or not you are forced to do this every single time with every single character. That, I think, is when it could get tedious. But as long as it's tied up like this, I think it's okay, because at least they're trying to do more than just, here's a thing, go get the MacGuffin.
Oh, and I'm with you that I fully expect to enjoy the first time I do this. So, and they have done a good job of it being conducive, more so than being like, say, extracurricular versus say BFA and all that other stuff. Yeah, it's just the doing it again and again. Like the Circe's was a slog on other characters. The belt is a slog on other characters, and there's very little reason for that. They even give you like ways to level path for like for your crests. Like they give you advantages on other characters to not have to work with it, to trade over the Valor Stones, etc., etc. But they don't for this stuff. And this stuff isn't necessarily like the circlet and the belt. They're not requirements. They really are for like maybe not the 1%, but for the people trying to be the 10%. But again, just having to go through it with your alts, as somebody who plays a series of alts and likes to play them in a competitive sense, yeah, it just feels.
But you're a madman. How many alts have you gone through this expansion?
Too many. I have 5 alts that are now competing for the 11.2 slot. I'm going to be raiding with at the moment, and I'll probably already like have a different main before we're even done raiding. But I mean, variety's the spice of life.
Yeah. At this point, I'm going to move us on though, because we do have other stuff to talk about. One of them is that Mists of Pandaria Classic is launching on July 21st, which I believe is next week.
It is next week. Yes, very soon, as you are listening to this.
So if you're trying to get the Xiaohao Sage Serpent mount in modern / retail WoW, you've got like 6 days to do that content. The WoW Classic Mist of Pandaria part, the opening where you're on the island.
Yeah, you have to level a Pandaren character through the starting experience, and then you will collect this mount in your modern WoW account. So it's easy. It doesn't take a ton of time, but you do now have a limited amount of time to do it, which is, part of the reason this is here is a reminder to myself, because I was really gung-ho about doing it initially, and I started, and I haven't gotten back to it and finished the quest. So, on the to-do list.
So, yeah, if you want to get that, you should get on that. That's basically it for that. So, but there are other things cosmetic-wise that involve WoW and WoW Classic to a degree. One of them is there's 2 6-month sub bonuses. One is for retail WoW, and the other is for WoW Classic. And they are a crocolisk mount, a flying crocolisk mount, and a flying crocolisk mount pet. It's the pet of the mount that you can get in retail WoW.
I do have a point of order, because these are called crocolisks, but they only have 4 legs. doesn't a crocolisk have 6 legs?
That is correct.
Six limbs. However,
this is-
are you counting the wings, Liz? Wings are
No.
whims.
Oh, that is a good point. They have wings. Okay, I'm with
So
you now.
You're saying that 2 of their legs have migrated up to their backs and become wings?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure that's what you're saying.
Why not? It works for bats.
I will also point out that these guys, neither of them is even close to using the crocolisk model, although the baby
No.
one is closer than the mount. The mount is
Hey.
straight up like a demon from like a couple of expansions
I
ago.
like him. I'm going to name him
Like,
Kevin.
He's a cool looking mount. I'm not
Just
saying it's
like
not
the
cool looking
McKitty.
mount. I'm just saying it is not in any way, shape, or form the typical crocolisk mount.
Well,
I
here's
mean,
the thing. Here's the thing about that mount, though, which is the mount looks good to me, but I am so much more interested in the name. It's calling itself the Herald of Sabak, and I don't know if there's a Sabak in the game, let alone a herald for it now.
This is the first time I've heard of it, but that doesn't mean that it hasn't been around before.
Yeah, no,
That's
there's
SA'BAK.
I did a brief internet search. Nothing was popping for WoW and Sabak. There were some other characters spelled differently that looked like they had no relation to a crocolisk.
I think it's basically a reference to Sobek, the Egyptian god of crocodiles.
I mean, that is close, but when they're doing that type of stuff, there's usually something else that they've morphed into the game representing that character.
I mean,
Loken,
they've
for
included their
example.
own lore with it, right? Like, it's literally, if you go and look at the item description, it's the Tolvir tell of the legendary Sabak, a great crocolisk believed to have emerged from the sacred valley of Ungoro Crater. Although few have ever seen Sabak in the flesh, many believe he was blessed by the Titan Keepers to safeguard the vast waterways of Uldum.
Oh,
So
is
there,
this the Hearthstone thing?
I believe it might be a reference to that, but it's again.
Because they just had the Ngoro Crater expansion in Hearthstone. So,
but I will also say though, go ahead, Joe.
I was gonna say I think it's also a reference to a lot of the stuff we saw in the Tolvir City that seemed to reference gods or more likely Titan Keepers that we just never got to see. So,
see, now I just want to meet this new big beautiful god and kill it.
Yeah, that's right. But what I really like, though, I don't know, Liz, you may disagree with me on this, but honestly, I'm a little sad that you can't get the Sabak's favored, the baby. You can't get that in retail.
I am exactly very sad about that because this is the most adorable baby crocolisk I have ever seen. I don't know if I've ever seen any other baby crocolisks, but he is adorable. He has tiny, pudgy wings and giant round eyes, and I just want to hug him.
Yeah,
that might be a bad idea because he also has huge jaws and fangs.
Yeah, the teeth aren't going to feel great. No.
Yeah.
What's a little nibble when loving on a pet? Yeah, it's fine.
Don't you have to be trimming this thing's nails, and suddenly just go clomp down on your arm, and you're like, okay, baby.
Listen,
that's good.
If you own a cat, you already own a crocolisk. Like this is how this works.
Oh, kitty.
No, cats are essentially ultralisk.
Wait, like from StarCraft?
Yeah, there's a whole website about a person who just drew various cat poses for ultralisks. It is really great. But yeah, this is a really cool mount, and it's a really cool pet. And I am sad that you can't have them both in the same game. But
I just want to state for the record, the mount is only available in Modern WoW. The pet is only available in Classic WoW.
Yep.
So I hope you don't play Modern WoW and want the pet, or play Classic WoW and want the mount, because you ain't getting it,
bro.
This is why I have a 3D printer. I will print my own pet and it will live on my desk. It's fine.
Ooh.
See, I'd love to see
class though.
I would love to see a 3D printing of this mount to use as a boss in like my D&D games.
I mean, we can talk about it on the post show, but I have experience in doing exactly this thing.
Yeah. But we should also mention there's also the Twitch drops. There's the Adorned Half Shell from World of Warcraft. You have to watch 4 hours up till August 11th in World of Warcraft. There's the is that Glen Soul? It looks like
Glen Soul.
Yeah, the Glen Soul Arbalest.
I frankly have no idea what an arbalest is, but it's a crossbow.
In this case, it's a crossbow. Arbalest was a big crossbow, and basically like not as big as a ballista, but bigger than a regular crossbow. It usually
in between.
Usually it had a crank. Usually,
yeah. So it was basically used as a minor siege weapon or a kill as many infantry as you can weapon. Like you'd fire this thing, it'd be like firing a cannon into a crowd.
Oh look, that's plate mail. Thunk.
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
Or another use for it was they would actually have two bolts, and they would link it with chain, and then
Yep.
as they flew into the crowd, the chain would spread out, and it would just mow down people.
Which eventually was replaced by cannons, but that's a topic for another story.
Yeah, 3 hours up until July 19th to get
Same
that
process.
arbalest in Diablo. You have to watch 3 hours of Diablo
Yeah.
4. So those are the two Twitch drops. And if you buy $15 worth of summer transmog, go ahead, Liz.
I do want to throw this one at Joe about the adorned half shell back transmog. This is basically a turtle shell to wear around. Have you gotten this one yet, Joe?
It will be mine.
That's kind of what I thought.
Did they make a ninja style costume that's all green?
I already have like all my guys were transmogged into Ninja Turtles. My four main. I posted a picture of it on Bluesky. I literally my war band like video, like resting image, whatever. Words are hard. I have not had enough caffeine today. Is literally all four of the Ninja Turtles because I could, and it was absolutely hilarious. Like my warrior having, because I do single-minded fury, converting the swords into the size made me very, very happy.
Do we actually, like, you can't play as the turtle people, right?
No,
Very
you cannot.
close.
You cannot play as the Tortolans. Honestly,
Oh, those turtle people.
if we want it, at some point, and this is again another topic for maybe another day. If we get Tortolan before we get Tuskar, I quit. Like I'm out.
Peace. But yeah, we're gonna
We'll see
talk
what
about,
happens. We'll see what happens August 19th.
$15 worth of summer transmog. You buy them on the store, I guess. They're recolors of the trading post, according to Liz. And
it's just a new store bundle with recolors of like the trading post swimsuits and things like that, which we saw a little while ago. One thing is, it also has one of those kind of surfboardy mounts, and this is a really low price for a mount.
Yeah, for essentially four transmogs, and a mount. Yeah, and two of the transmogs being very goth swimwear adjacent. I can already hear Molly screaming for this.
It is a black bikini, but I mean, I have to say the thing that I would be looking forward to in this set is the purple Murloc floaty, because, safety first if you're going to go in the water, safety first, but style second.
Yeah, it is a purple Murloc floaty. I'm not as disturbed as I was by the nose from Diablo 4, but I'll be upfront. I'm not loving the Murloc floaty. I'm not putting a Murloc head that close to my groin. To quote Varric, so you shove the Maker's wife's head between your legs every night? But yeah, so that's happening.
Floaty, Matt. It's a floaty. Yeah, it's not an actual Murloc.
There's a big snarling head right there. I don't like big belt buckles either, if that helps.
Look, you're into what you're into.
But we should, really fast, because we talked about housing a little while ago, we should talk about the Guild Wars 2 expansion, Visions of Eternity. This is our other games news for the week. Theirs coming out in October, and they're going to have new beachfront homestead locations, because they've had housing for a while.
They've had housing for one expansion, I believe. They introduced it in Janther Wilds last year. So there are a lot of things in this expansion. You're going to go to Castora and explore new realms, but I read through all of this, reading, and then I got to new housing locations, pristine beachfront property.
Yeah,
that's not how they described it. That's how I'm describing it.
I mean, it's an island where you can have a player house, and it is absolutely gorgeous. I love Guild Wars 2. Like, it is, when I'm not playing WoW and I need an MMO fix, and don't get me wrong, I love Final Fantasy 14, but I'm kind of like done with 14 for now. This is where I go back to. Like, I'm currently playing through the previous expansion. This news made me very, very happy. But not only are we getting beachfront property, we're getting 9 new elite specializations for players, and I am so here for it. Like, I'm not going to go into too much detail because we don't have a whole lot of time, and maybe we can talk more about it in depth next podcast. But this is a really cool content update. Like, it's absolutely gorgeous. Like, I mean, honestly, I love Guild Wars. Like, it's just, they do it's just enough different from WoW to entice me and pull me in.
And wasn't it done by a WoW developer?
ArenaNet.
Oh, well, ArenaNet, I think was like ArenaNet founders
okay, that's what it
were.
was.
I don't know if they were former WoW devs. I don't know the whole story.
But whilst watching Joe turn into Jeff the Landshark for Guild Wars is really cute. I love Jeff the Landshark. Don't get me wrong. If I could have my own Landshark in real life, I would not do that because it would hurt. But I love the Landshark.
I'm currently riding around on a battle cat. This game is awesome.
But we have site news we need to get, and that means we turn to Liz and say, Liz, would you please do the site news? And if you want, you can throw in a Galadriel bit at the end about becoming a queen.
Well, I just want to say Blizzard Watch is made possible by listeners like you and all of our lovely Patreon supporters. You make this podcast possible. You make the website possible. And I want to thank, I'm not going to say this right, Iroquois for joining our Patreon at $5.
Iroquois, by the way.
Iroquois. I'm sorry. For supporting us at $5. Now, if anyone out there has a few dollars to toss our way, $5 gets you ad-free access to the website, blizzardwatch.com, in case you didn't know that, maybe. And so if you want to read everything we have to offer without ads, $5 a month. But if you just love the podcast, for $3 a month, we offer early access to these podcasts, ads free, and you can enjoy them a little bit earlier, and also with the bonus pre-show for the Blizzard Watch podcast, in which who knows what we will be talking about on any given day. It's a surprise every time. I do want to say our support is a little bit low right now at about $3,500 a month. We try to keep around $4,000 a month to just kind of keep the site on an even keel. We're doing okay. We're not closing the doors or anything like that. But it would really help us if you could throw in a few dollars a month to support us. If you can, I super appreciate it. If you can't, then listening to this podcast really helps us. Reading the website really helps us. And sharing our content, liking, subscribing, all of those things help. I am glad you're here listening to us. So thank you so much. You can go to patreon.com/BlizzardWatch to support us, or you can go to blizzardwatch.com and read all of our lovely content and find links to all of our podcasts. Don't forget to subscribe to our other podcast, Tavern Watch, about tabletop gaming. We've got some great episodes coming out right now with our live plays of Daggerheart going out, and soon we're going to have a live play of Rebel Scum, which was a really fun game. And Lore Watch, all about the lore behind your favorite video games and sometimes the lore behind other nerdy things. So, if you would like to follow us, and not on Patreon or not on the website, we are Blizzard Watch on Instagram, Threads, Twitter, Facebook, and Mastodon at gamepad.club. BlizzardWatch.com on Bluesky. That's where you're most likely to find us, really. That's I lurk on Bluesky and watch our replies. And Blizzard Watch podcasts on YouTube, where you can find short clips of all our podcasts as well as full posts of our podcasts. So, if you can follow us, share our stuff, that really helps. Thank you all for listening, and I appreciate your support in whatever form it takes. We are writers, so moral support really matters. We appreciate you.
It is absolutely true. Thank you, Liz. Also, since you guys mentioned the Rebel Scum game, straight up, listen to it for Joe, just for Joe's character. Mitch's character too. Mitch is also there.
Yeah.
And they're both playing droids, and they're both amazing and completely different. I literally just
I was so mad Mitch stole the accent that I was gonna do and got to speak before I did. So I had to completely redo everything on the back at the back end.
It worked, dude. Your character came off very honestly, he felt like what you'd expect the dwarven foreman of, if he was a droid. It was just, I was really digging everybody's characters, but that one
we did.
And Liz's spy was also.
This is the first time in quite a while that we've had Mitch on a podcast. We're going to need to drag you back on one of our tabletop games at some point, 6, because
you're the guy that created that guy frog with a mustache guy. Yeah.
It's you are just delightfully weird.
And we played that pigeon game.
But yeah, we did. So here's a little behind the scenes. I ran Pigeons 11 for the guild, and 6K set the Anaheim Convention Center on fire. Not that it's a fictionalized version of the Anaheim Convention Center. Definitely not the real Anaheim Convention Center.
I have no real plans for that.
And it all worked out in the end. But also possibly the convention center burned down. If you've listened to our game, a Blizzard Watch game of Pigeons 11, that is not what happened. But that's apparently a way it could have gone down. If you are chaotic enough.
But yeah, I'm kind of still excited about. I'm still excited about Rebel Scum. I straight up can't.
If people listening to us are as excited about tabletop games as we are right now, our series of Daggerheart is coming to a close. There's just one more episode of that, and then we will be rolling out Rebel Scum. Probably in about 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, we'll be putting out the first episodes of Rebel Scum. So, and if you're intrigued by the name Pigeons 11 or anything we have said about it, all of those episodes are available now. It's 3 episodes, so it's not too hard to listen to. And we really enjoy making them. I hope you all enjoy listening to them.
But thank you to everybody for listening to us do the things we do, because without you doing that, we have no doing it either, and then we would all be sad.
We would be talking to ourselves, which
we do.
Fine. I mean, I like talking to all of you people, but
Yeah, we actually still kind of need a justification, and you guys provide it, so thank you. This has been the Blizzard Watch podcast. Thank you to Six for showing up and being here with us.
I'll just add that if you listen long enough, eventually get on the show.
It may not be the selling point you think it is for some people.
Oh, this is the best time of my life. Living the dream.
Thank you to Six for that. Thank you to Joe and Liz for making everything happen and all the behind the scenes stuff they do. We appreciate you guys. And yeah, this is the Blizzard Watch podcast. We'll be back next week.